Boom Bossa Boom, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to part 34 of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Let me make a correction. I meant to say a coconut, not a mango. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. So, if you don't mind, I'll get back to you when I actually make it across. Let's try this again. I was attempting to make these jumps, and unfortunately, well, things kinda got out of hand as I kept falling off. But anyway, make sure your gear has an empty slot, because you're gonna get a coconut, which is an item, not a key item. So, yeah, make sure you, snag a coconut, so you can bring it back to, Flavio. Why? Because Flavio is a prick. And of course, making it here was bad enough. Making it across the opposite direction is even more of a pain. Alright, I got it. Now then, with that said, I will see you guys back at the camp when I talk to Flavio. And we're back at the camp. Now then, let's get the Chuckcola Cola from Flavio. Ah, you're still alive? Well, we have some fortune left. Such relief for Flavio. I thought some jungle beast was snacking on you. Well, everyone is accounted for. Now wait one moment. Am I wrong, or are we still missing one man? Are we still one man short? That's right! Bobbery sacrificed himself to save us from the ghosts. Oh yeah, that happened in the last part. Please, we've got to go back to help him. And Mario tells him of his situation. What lunacy burst forth from your mouth? The Admiral lives? What fortitude! Mario, front and center, I entrust you with the mission to save our dear Admiral. What is that you say? Chuckcola Cola? Well, why would I have that? But, yes, by the way, Flavio is merely curious. What do you need it for? What now? The Admiral may soon perish and he wants to drink it as his last wish? So what are we dealing with? What we're dealing with here is a sort of last quest. Am I correct? Well, Flavio has no choice. I found him on the beast, but for this noble cause, I yield. You are such a prick, Flavio. However, this Chuckcola Cola is a part of our supplies, which we need to survive. In other words, Flavio is going to keep that for himself. So I need you to find something to eat to replace this. On this, I do not budge. Yes, I am sure there's something on this island that would be a suitable replacement. And you, sir, are a prick. With everybody worried about Bobbery, the only thing this guy's worried about is to find a food to replace the Chuckcola Cola that didn't even belong to him in the first place. Now, if I hadn't gotten that coconut on the way here, I'd have been sent back. I just reduced backtracking for about, 15 minutes? And the 15 minutes is basically the random encounter, so yeah. And also, he's gourmet, to say the least, so if you can't just give him anything random. So I guess the coconut is the best choice. And yeah, he's basically going to give you the Chuckcola Cola for giving him no. And look, it even says so in the flavor text that doesn't belong to him. And now we can go out of this place and go give the Chuckcola Cola to Bobbery. I'm gonna save though, because something always tends to happen on the way to Bobbery, so I'm just making sure nothing bad happens. I normally do that now because of very terrible circumstances, like a blackout. No, I'm not gonna let that go. And see, if you didn't catch it the first time, it says here Flavio's most favorite treasure, aka Bobbery's actual drink. That distinct bouquet. You've brought it! And he just gulps it down. This glorious flavor, dear boy, it awakens the mouth. So the sea was generous enough to deliver me this one last grace, eh? I have nothing left in this world now. Thank you for granting my last wish. Now I shall be reunited with my dear Scarlet. Oh god, it's the big one of Scarlet. It's the big one! I mean Elizabeth. Whatever. Farewell, Captain Mario. And if you talk to him again, you'll see that he's not really dead. He's still moving, so yeah. And then the music just killed right there. Wow. You can just use this dialogue with everyone, but they have their own phrase of showing their disbelief that Bobbery is asleep in a serious moment. I'm sorry, this is one of the most hilarious moments in the entirety of the game. And not just the crew's mutiny, and one of the Trouble Center missions, but still, this moment is just a crowded moment of awesome because you thought Bobbery was dead and he wasn't. So if you actually use different people, their reaction is pretty much the same. That they're sad, that they were sad at first, but then after hearing the news that Bobbery actually isn't dead, they're rather pissed off and would rather you smack them upside the head. Oh, and mind you, Bobbery's not the first Bob-omb you're gonna have to do this to. And all you need is just one smack. That's all it's going to allow. Unlike a certain other Bob-omb. Oh yeah, we're 2 chapters away from that, by the way. Ugh, that's gonna be painful to record and commentate over. Anyway, we'll just end it with Flurry, and then we'll have a complete set as soon as we wake him up. So, let's awake this old sailor with a good old-fashioned smack on the head. Rude awakening! What? You pirates? Where are the pirates? I already beat them. Dear Bobbery, he's not quite himself, I don't think. What now? Oh, Mario boy, it's you! You have adventures in the afterlife as well? Capital! Dear man, you're still very much in the land of the living. This is a Super Paper Mario, by the way. Yes, well, really, this is a tropical paradise of falling sailors, right? Now I recall, Mario, we still have work to do. You better take me with you, I should say. And this is it, the last and final crew member to join your party. Unless you haven't gotten Miss Mouse yet. Bobbery is actually going to be the key to getting the rest of your Shine Sprites. As a matter of fact, he'll be able to open new ways and new paths to other areas, so long as they have a crack in the wall. You're just gonna have to throw Bobbery onto ledges. You can throw Bobbery in front of cracks. You can let Bobbery even walk in front of enemies and blow up. While one type of enemy, it's not recommended you do that. Everyone else, yeah, that will basically get the jump on them. Now, we have to examine this large hole in order for us to continue on with the story. So, we're gonna need to go back to the camp. Because those things are actually our way into Pirate's Grotto. And ironically enough, there's a person who actually has the item that we need. In fact, you saw it in part 29, if I'm not mistaken. No, wait, it was part 30. It was part 32. Never mind, part 32. It was part 32 where we actually saw Flavio's gym, which we need in order for us to proceed. So let's go back and force him to come with us. But first, the curse actually helped me get 42 star points from a 21 star point battle. It was a bunch of fuzzies, but they kept multiplying, so yeah. There's that. So that was a massive level up if I needed one. Yeah, go figure. Anyway, let us go and... Well, I'm trying to see where the mango is, actually. And unfortunately, it's not here. Let's go. There is a Kill Hall mango somewhere, and there's also a, Kill Hall lemon, too, and a Kill Hall lime. I guess you don't get those until after you beat the stage. Anyway, that guy's talking about throwing up. Crumb pretends to be worried about, Bobbery, because we all know it's Crumb. Papatch is glad to see Bobbery. Everybody's glad to see Bobbery, including Flavio, because that's less work he has to do. Well, for now. Actually, there was a rock here. Unfortunately, I think I missed a star piece. So, yeah, that was an actual star piece that I completely and totally missed. But that's alright, I honestly don't need to collect all the star pieces in order to beat this game. So, yeah, Flavio is completely upset. Well, it was upset that, Bobbery was gone, until, that is, Bobbery's return. He's talking about, do you know how much hard it is to worry about sitting in safety? To worry. And he's just thinking about himself again. Yep, he can be a serious prick sometime. Even then, Bobbery put him in his place. So, now, we're telling Flavio about the Skull Rock that happens to be at the end of the island that... Oh wait, Papatch actually has a joke too. He's made fun of Flavio's armpits. But anyway, Flavio, well, not amused, actually has the key to get into Pirate's Grotto, and all we need to do is get his key. But he's not gonna move an inch. Well, that is until until Bobbery actually tells him to get up and get it himself. And also, just one mistake that will actually hurt him. Give an ultimatum to the crew. You all know what they're gonna think. And you all know what they're gonna say. And of course, they said exactly what we all knew they were gonna say. Flavio has to get up off his behind and actually do something. Not fair! Flavio hates you all! And now, Flavio will temporarily join our party. Of course you'd be interested. I'm really surprised that everybody in the party would not recognize this guy. Oh, what was that? That was my phone. Sorry about that. Anyway, oh, and that was my keys too. I ended up knocking them off of the counter. And we're just gonna have to get out. I'm gonna get out a id coupon. Excuse me for 1 second. I'll be right back. As soon as I leave the village, I'll cut back to when I actually get to where we need to be, which is in front of Pirate's Grotto. So let me also use this time to set up a new badge. Might as well. I'm gonna put Power Bounce on, and I will see you guys when I get over to the entrance of Pirate's Grotto. And now for something rather hilarious. Aside from that, Fuzzy's still there. When you jump on the Yoshi's back, Flavio also jumps on his back too. So now, let us head back over to the island. We're not too far from where we need to be, so let's go across this bridge. And let's head on back. Now then, let's grab Bobbery, because we're going to need him for this. And let's bring Flavio over to the area. Hold on, just a little bit more. There we go. Now, what is this? A dead end taunting Flavio? A dead end taunting Flavio with his dead endness. But is this? I think this is the Skull Rock Bobbery blabbered about. Well, it positively reeks of ancient secrets. Let us go in. And by us, he means me and Bobbery. And not him. And of course, this is where Flavio's song comes into play. Remember, red stash 3 times land on his head. Blue stash belly 4 times is whacked. And then throw the fireworks. So that's all you basically need to know. In other words, we're going to have to examine the hole first. And then Bobbery will tell you to talk to Flavio because he has the key to opening that. He basically has the red jewel in the Boom Bossa Boom song he's constantly singing. And of course, he's kind of picky about lending you anything, actually. Doesn't matter what you choose, he's really picky about that. The Chuckcola Cola, he's just going to point out and said, you already took the last one. The coins, he says, don't be ridiculous. The Skull Gem, he'll be really anxious on actually lending you the Skull Gem. And this is what you have to do to the red stash. And for the blue stash, that's it. Now then, for the explosives. Obviously, you're going to need to use Bobbery. But the thing is, you have to throw Bobbery in a way where Bobbery could actually walk into the platform and walk into the hole and blow up. I keep throwing him short or missing completely. And will Bobbery ever blow up on Mario? No, he's not going to take any damage. Just so you know. And now... oh, such excitement! The cave entrance! Huh? What? Ah! My Skull Gem! Mario! What were you thinking? That gem was a part of the House of Flavio! Whew! Oh, what a happy day! I have my Skull Gem back! My jolliness has no end! Now then, I'm sure you're all disappointed, but Flavio must be heading back now. I cannot let those back at the camp worry me any further. You understand? So let me know when you find something glittery. Or some glittery treasure. Captain's log. Start date now. I let my brave crew venture into a cave that I'm too chicken to go into. And the crew is all planning mutiny. But that's okay, we'll get treasure out of this. And treasure they shall. Because in the next episode, we're going to explore Pirate's Grotto. This is RPMan985. See you guys the next time.